Hello, I know there's several of you already who are on. Let me go ahead and get us started here on Facebook as well. So thank you. Hello, hello. I see people already joining us. If you are on the webinar, please just say hello. Take time to just say, what's up? And hello, just so that I know that you're here. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and just put us in. There we go. All right, I know I am live and there's a delay here. Let me put it all right, so if you are joining me live, please make sure you say hello and let me know you're here. I know there are several people that are on the broadcast from the webinar, and then there's some of you that are joining me via Facebook. If you can hear me, please just say again, hello. Hi, Bernie, Christina, Danielle, thank you guys so much. And I know that those of you that are on here on the actual webinar from the other side of the platform, I can't directly say hi at this time, but once we start taking questions, I will make sure to connect with you. All right, so let me just share a few of the instructions for those of you that are wanting to ask questions, so that when we get there, you're able to do the steps necessary so that I can get to your questions and so that I can honor you. For those that are on Facebook, you can go ahead once I start taking questions, so we won't do that yet. That's going to come a little later. You can go ahead and type them on the chat box, and I'll go ahead and do it that way. And they're already moving energy, so we're going to talk about what that means. For those of you that are on the other platform, that are joining me through the actual webinar platform, I want you to know that there is a Q&A and a chat right underneath your screen, whether you're in the computer or on the phone, and you can go right under that, and then you can go ahead and type your questions. And I will make sure to do my best to connect with everybody. So thank you so much again for just being here. Hello, Jill. Hello, Jennifer. I am so excited about today. And one of the things that I just want to remind for those of you, I know there's several people who have joined me before at an event. I'm going to call this an official event. And then there's other people who are new to what I do and what I share. So I want to just begin by acknowledging that there is going to be a lot of movement. Everybody feels it very differently, but one of the things that I always celebrate is that the way the divine shows up, the way your angels show up, the way that all unfolds, there is a lot of movement. And one of the things that I like to set the intention is for everyone to, in their own way, to tangibly feel the love, to feel the connection, to feel the presence of their angels, of the divine, God, source, universe, whatever it is you choose to call it, for people to really have that tangible experience as we connect together and beyond. One of the things that I've had several people call me, and I love it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to use that. Miracle maker, miracles just happen. And I want to begin with that expectation. I just realized that several people, okay, here we go. All right, so once I did notice, I just received a notification. So please just, once again, sorry to re-ask the question. If you can hear me and you can see me, just please say hello and let me know. All right, here we go. Now I see all the participants here on the other side of the webinar. All right, so what I was sharing for those that are joining on that side, and I apologize for those that are on Facebook, I have to repeat myself. So one of the things that I like to celebrate is that when we do events like this, when we share, as always, divine source, creator, your angels show up, and they're always showing up. But the beautiful thing is that when we come together with this intention, the ability and the receptivity for us to feel, I'm talking about tangibly feel the love, tangibly feel your angels, tangibly feel your loved ones, tangibly feel divine source, God, creator, universe, what you choose to call it, it just gets amplified. And without fail, I hear it all the time. Some people might start seeing little orbs and blinkers and things like that. Other people will feel it. They would feel the touch in their heads and in their shoulders, and they'll feel that yumminess that I like to call love within the heart. Just know that it's going to be amplified as we gather together. So take notice how divine is loving you. Take notice on how you're being inspired and spoken and really moved. Because I know it's one of those things that it's going to happen. Thank you. Another thing that I want to reiterate for those who are joining us here a little later, I indicated that a few people have said, you're like a miracle maker. I'm not a miracle maker, but I'm grateful to say that a lot of times, most of the time, when I meet with people, whether it's through coaching, through retreats, through even events like this, even just talking and spending time with them, miracles tend to happen. And the reason that happens is because I, with love, choose to see possibilities in your life that sometimes your mind has not received or been open to in the past. So I want to just encourage you to join me with this intention that miracles will align in your day, that miracles will follow through the week to come, through the weeks to come, and through the moments to come. And this is one of those, thank you. And they're audibly saying expectation, right? The expectation that you're loved, you're worthy, and that you are willing and available to receive. So thank you, Rosa, Lisa, Donald, Melissa, Alicia, Jason, for joining me live. I appreciate you all, Jill, Jennifer, and then also those that are in the actual webinar. Today, I am excited. Today, we're going to go through an overview of the 11 days of Divine Magic. Why is this important to you? Because in so many ways, there is movement that's happening that we're being encouraged to step into all our potential. And one of the things that I love hearing from people, and I was just hearing it from 3 people I spoke with yesterday, is that's like it's crazy how life really just becomes magical. Things happen. You think about certain things, you set the intention, and if it's aligned into what you are able to create and open up to, it happens like that. You run into strangers that become your next contract, your next connection to your next token of success. Things just happened. And I want you to know that that's why this is important. Thank you. And it's part of what we're here to remember. And it's part of what we're here to become. And it's one of those things that I know my vision, my mission is to, as often as I can, help you and others out there really tap into, thank you, the gift and the power of their existence is what they're audibly saying. So as we spend time today, know that you are going to be met wherever you're at. But beyond that, you're going to be elevated into other potentials. And it requires for you, just by showing up, you're already initiating that and welcoming that and stepping into that. It requires for you to know you are going to be supported in all ways through this time together and beyond, and the intentions that we set here together, not just as individuals uniquely, but also as a group. So I want you to just be very present as best as you can. Try to just stay with me. It's not going to be that long of a time, so you can commit to feeding yourself and opening up to all that's possible here for the next 20, 30 minutes that we're going to spend together. And if for any reason you're driving, as we do some of the breaths and things like that, I want you to just, of course, be attentive to those responsibilities that require your full attention so that you can be safe, and that, of course, so everybody can be honored through all of this. So as we begin, I want to just encourage you to take in a deep breath. And then I want you to just release. And then take in another deep breath. And then release. Our breath are portals to being present to our moment. Our breath is so powerful physiologically, psychologically, and spiritually. And what I want to encourage you, so this is the first aha of our conversation. I want to encourage you that throughout the time together, but also as often as you can throughout your day, be present to taking in deep breaths. So a quick strategy I'm going to add here, and then I'm going to go to the slideshow, is that I encourage people, one of the things that I do with my coaching too, is that I encourage people to identify a number and or a color that will help you just consciously remember to be present to your breath, to be present to the now. And the reason that's important and the reason that's significant is that when we do that, we open up more to the divine magic that is showing up for us right now. I know for those of you who see me on Facebook, who know me personally and who've worked with me, divine magic is really very tangible for me every day. Things happen that are just beyond epic and pretty much miraculous, things that show up that just in no way in our human mind can happen. And things just unfold in ways that, thank you, they're saying the word storybook, so I'm going to go ahead and say that. It's like straight out of a storybook of a sci-fi or a fairy tale, whichever one you feel labels better would unfold. But the thing that I like to, my mission again and vision is to help people know that this is not just unique to me because I see and connect to angels and see loved ones and audibly hear guidance from the mind. That's just not unique to me. It's meant to be part of all of our remembering, all of our experiences. And it is my desire to help you to know that this is for you as well. That divine and the angels and all that is love is continually, thank you, offering its guidance to you. So as I move forward, I want you to also open up to that expectation that you yourself are a portal of receptivity. You yourself are a portal of light, and you yourself are being spoken to, and you are ready, willing, and available to listen, receive, and as best as you can, honor the inspired actions that will be given to you. All right, so let's take another breath just to be present to that. And it's like we're welcoming that, right? We are saying yes to that recognition, that truth, that knowing that is us, thank you, and within us. So taking another deep breath. And I am audibly hearing Archangel Michael. So I need to add that for those of you that resonate with Archangel Michael. For those of you who don't know who Archangel Michael is, let me just share a little bit of that. And again, we will officially go into the slide soon. Archangel Michael is an amazing archangel that really, thank you, helps us move out of fear. Thank you. Helps us to step more into our deliberate action. Helps us to, thank you, manifest and unfold in more empowering, thank you, and significant ways. For those of you that are hearing me for the first time, I'm saying thank you to the guidance that is being given, that I'm audibly hearing, thank you, and sometimes even the visuals that are being offered and the sensations that are part of what is being expressed. So as we move forward, thank you, his presence is showing me very clearly that he wants to help people let go of being stuck, thank you, sadness, fear, thank you, and apprehensions about what is possible for them. So if this is something that is resonating with you, just take a moment to acknowledge that you're ready and available to move fears out, to let go of any sadness, to let go of anything that is weighing you down, that keeps you from peace, that keeps you from flow, that keeps you from healing. Thank you. That keeps you from, most importantly, he's saying, feeling loved and being loved. And one of the things that I want to just go back to the being loved, the truth is that you're always being loved. But by doing these things, it helps you become more magnetized to seeing, to feeling, to knowing the love, right? The love in the external for it to show up through people as well and through opportunities and experiences. So let's take in another deep breath to that. Yes, we all welcome that. And as I said, I am going to be doing live readings today, and I'm very excited. It's one of those things that I love to do. And I know since the shifting and the changes of my services is not one of those things that I've been doing as deliberately as I was before, but I'm still doing it through my coaching and my retreats and the other services that I offer. But today it's a chance to really let yourself ask questions that will help me serve you through intuitive guidance. Again, the time will come, I will indicate it, and I will ask people to start writing. Oh, somebody's writing here that my video has stopped, so I apologize for that. I'm not sure how to do that. So if you are on the Facebook Live and my video has stopped, you can refresh and maybe that'll support. And if for any reason you are on the webinar, You should be able to hear me okay, but I see a lot of people on the webinar, which is awesome. So I won't be able to I did not stop. Hi. Okay, perfect. All right. So far the webinar is good. If you're on Facebook, I see somebody said video has stopped. So if you could just let me know that if you could still see me. Thank you. I'm audibly hearing them say refresh. So if that's the case, please just take time to refresh. All right. So here we go. Going back to this conversation. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And in the screen, we're going to go ahead and go through a few things that they very clearly said that we needed to express and connect to. Ooh. And I think I'm sharing the wrong thing here. So let's do this again. And what we're going to do is that we're actually going to go through some of the topics that they said they want us to explore, embody, and step into. This is a way where I can use our logical mind to step into what they're speaking, what they're doing for you, and also what's being collaborated from all of us. So as we do that, let's go ahead and do that now. All right, here we go. It's official. We are offering and sharing the slide. So again, we're going to be exploring divine magic. But one of the things that I want to just look at here is that each of us has an access point to the divine, to source, to God, creator, to our angels. You have an ability and you have the gift and you have an access point to connect to source, divine, angels, your loved ones. You've got it. And as we talk today, it's about you understanding that we're going to identify how you can more, thank you. They're saying the word willingly, how you can more willingly step into receiving the guidance, the communication, and the connection. So here, as you can see on the slide, as you cultivate the awareness and the truth of who and what you are, the easier it becomes for you to experience the ease of the soul. So what does that mean? The more you remember that you are ultimately more soul than you are body, that you ultimately remember that you are ultimately stronger, greater, and more centered than any circumstance that can happen outside of you, the more you remember that you are actually being supported at all times. Thank you. And they're saying there's a communion of light. They're saying communion of light that is feeding you progress, that is feeding you inspiration, that is feeding you strength, that is feeding you confidence. And I understand that when we're going through our challenges, it's really hard to say, okay, well, this is being given to me and this is being offered, because we don't fully tangibly feel it at that time. But what happens is at the time, they don't want me to say it like that. So let me rewind on that. Okay, thank you. So what happens at times is that when people are going through what we can identify as chaos, they forget to take time to listen, thank you, from a place of receptivity, from a place of arrival. So what does that mean? Arrival meaning that you have in some way have already gotten to the other side. You've already are going to get, there's a part of you that is already waiting for you on the other side, past and away from the chaos. And that on some level, you have already arrived. So whatever part of you can remind itself, I know I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to listen, align, and step into the actions that would lead me there. And know again that you are being, thank you, awakened into the solution. A lot of times, and I'm jumping here, we're going to talk about this a little more. A lot of times we fail to ask the empowering questions that will get us out of a situation, that would help us out into the other side. And again, this is nothing good or bad. I've done it. I've worked with people who've done it. It's part of what we have learned, right, through our history, through the past, and how we have been taught to handle certain situations. So as you're moving forward and as we're celebrating here together, is that we are willing, ready, and available into a place, right? We're moving into a place in which we're making ourselves more available to receiving the next steps, which will allow us to know, receive, and understand that part of us that has already arrived is already there. It's going to happen for us, right? What happens when there's a part of you that knows that somebody's coming to the house, right? So thank you. I love that. So what they're showing me, you have a guest that's coming to the house. You know they're coming. They've made that time. They're going to be here later at 7 p.m. You know it's going to happen. You know it's coming. What do? You prepare, right? You prepare for their arrival. The same thing happens for your solutions. The same thing happens for those things that are going to help you get out of whatever it is you're going through, right? Thank you. And I know this is not necessarily where I thought we were going, but they're saying this is important for all of us to hear. So that part of what you're being encouraged to do as you're moving through chaos, through problems, or through, thank you, projects or things you're working on. It's about also including that time in which you step into knowing and celebrating that that other side of you is calling you forth as well. There's a part of you that needs to step into believing and knowing that you will and you are leading yourself into the other side. All right, so here we go. Let's go into the next thing. So what I'm hearing from a lot of people, so I wanted to go into this because it may resonate with some of you and it may make sense for some of you, and it might be you're asking it differently for yourself. But I'm going to say a few things that I've been hearing from people, and it's just a reiteration of why divine magic is so important and why it's so significant for you to get to a place in which you say, I'm open, available, and ready to hear, connect, and really just be in that place in which you are being met. Thank you. Fully and completely. Thank you. Supported, and thank you, and being awakened into who you truly are. So some of the things I hear is that I know there's more to life, but I'm not sure how to fully understand it. I also hear something has happened, but I don't know what it fully is nor what it means. I have heard this so many times, and it's actually one of the things that I love to hear. And it's because it's like, oh my gosh, you just experienced what I call an awakening or just a shift in awareness. And all of a sudden, all this is happening. I hear some people say that they're excited. I hear some people say, I'm scared. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's freaking me out. So that I'm hearing that from a lot of people, but it's also because this is a time for it. It's a time in which we are being opened up into seeing more of our lives. And again, it's so powerful. People who have been in the 11 days of divine magic, they're like, I don't know what just happened, but it's kind of like a twilight zone. Like they think and they move into something, and then all of a sudden something happens that just seems redonkulous. So it's one of those things that I loved hearing that from people. Another thing I heard is that I feel I'm here to do more, that I have something big to share and contribute, but not sure what or how. And that's one of the things we'll also explore later. You're going to get an actual practical exercise that you can do at home. Or I say at home, you're at home. I'm here acting like I'm in front of a stage here on stage. I am on a stage. But that being said, it's something that you can do at a later time, but I want you to consciously take time to do the exercise because it's very powerful. Another thing is I'm seeing so many signs, but not sure what they all mean or what they're telling me. Emily, what does it all mean? It's funny because every time I hear somebody say, what does it all mean? I visualize them going, oh, like, what does it all mean? And one of the things that's neat is that by asking that question, what does it all mean? You open up to receiving even more guidance and more things. So you start seeing more signs. So if you are having this, right, if you're having this happen, one thing I want to encourage you to add to that is, what does it all mean and what can I do to be more receptive to the answer? Okay. All right. Here's another one. There's so many things I should be grateful for. And this is one of those things that I have had many people say. There are so many things I should be grateful for and should feel happy about, but I still feel unfulfilled and stuck. So a lot of times when I hear that is because on some level, people are not following through in their soul's vision. The soul's vision. They're not fully taking time to cultivate the vision of the soul. Neither are they taking time to cultivate their passion, that light, that fire within that really helps them feel excited and motivated and focused and inspired and connected. And one of those things that I want to encourage for those of you who are feeling that, I want to encourage you to start journaling. Begin with the question, who am I here to become? So just put that on top of your journal and then journal. Don't get into your head about getting the right answer to this, but just let it flow. Let it be spoken through you and notice what comes up on paper. And then the last thing is I want to feel more peace, clarity, confidence, and motivation. A lot of this is also being triggered because of the different things that we're seeing outside of us with the world and with our politics and other things like that, and even just with the movements that are happening. But one of the things that I want to encourage for those who are having that question or having that conversation with me and others, I want you to take time to ground, to get centered, to be more available to what defines you, right? What defines you from within versus what defines you from outside. And the reason this is so important, we've been taught in our history and we've gotten into patterns in which we are defined by that which is outside of us. But right now, as you open up into you being you, into you tapping into that soul light and gift, it's about you moving into a place in which you identify what defines you from within. Because that fire, that light, and I wrote it yesterday on the Facebook, there's so much waking up inside of you, inside of me, inside of all of us. And as that's waking up, it requires us to go and ask and understand that what's being defined from within, it's way more powerful. It's way more, thank you, expansive than anything that is outside of us that is trying to define us, or that we're giving permission to define who we came here to be. And I know that's deep, and the reason is because they're giving me chills all through my back. So a lot of you needed to hear that, and a lot of you need to be reminded that it is time for you to define yourself from within. I'm going to say it one more time. It is time for you to define yourself from within, not from your external circumstances, not from the things that are unfolding outside of you. Other people have told you in the past or are telling you now. It is time for you to define yourself from within. And I will let you know right now that everybody and anybody who connects with that, who takes time to define themselves from within, life will change very, very rapidly in a very positive, honoring, exciting, thank you, and peaceful way. They're saying peaceful because some of you, consciously or subconsciously, fear the change, but the change are in positive, rewarding, and honoring ways. All right. So, and then the last thing that I really wanted to add in here is that I know I am more than this life, body, circumstance, and I want to learn more to how to communicate and connect more with it. And I know I put self there because they audibly said it. And it's one of those things that they're wanting when this question gets asked, it goes back to what I just talked about. When this question gets asked, it's because we're being also, the answer and the response a lot of times that comes, of course, they offer, it offers guidance, and they're moving energy with that. There's a lot of things that, again, that offer us interpretations of ourselves and who we are. But it is so important for us to take time to get more centered with the self, which goes back to what I just talked about, right? Being the identity that is coming from within rather than the external. So when we take time to cultivate and connect with the self, the easier things become for you to actually, the paradox, right? We focus so much on receiving guidance from out there. We focus so much on like, I want to feel my angels. I want to connect to my loved ones. I want to feel God, divine source, creator. I want to feel more of that, and I want to connect with more of that. And we spend so much time building and getting things done from out here, when all we need to really get done is connect to that center within and take ourselves into the self, right? The paradox, but it is powerful. All right, so then another thing, let's talk about real quick about divine magic, and then we're going to talk about practical things that we can step into. Okay, so what is divine magic? It is the mastery of the soul. It's the inherent gift that we all came here to tap into and to remember. And they were very clear, like when they gave me the guidance for that, as all of you know, I'm sure all of you know, everything and anything that I share is always divinely guided. I am committed to showing up fully the way that divine would have me show up, in love and light and clarity and certainty. I don't use my human mind other to as best as I can articulate what is being given. Yes, I use my interpretation at times, and I try my best that through that interpretation be as authentic and as connected as possible. When that happens, I like to tell people this is what my mind is understanding, and then I encourage you to do the same for yourself. So one of the things that is significant is that we are supported. I know I talked about going into the self, but we're supported from this beautiful realm of love and light, which can show up as the angels, God, divine source, universe, what you feel comfortable calling it. They also audibly said higher self of us. So I wanted to address that. And when they showed me that, it was such a magnificent vision. And it was as if a part of you, the best way I'm going to explain the vision, thank you, the words that I can use, they want me to say, because it's more than that. It's as if a version of you is standing on the other side, right? Maybe like 10 feet away from you, looking back at you. That other you, let's say, that is standing on the other side is one of light. It's one of clarity. It's one of certainty. They don't want me to use that word. It's one in which, thank you, all has become and all has aligned. So all the things that you're even moving into creating, all the things that you're welcoming in your life, that part of you has already arrived. That part of you is already one with source, God, divine, light, angels. That part of you is in that place of knowing, thank you, constant receptivity. That part of you is in oneness. So when they say higher self, is for you to know, and this to me is exciting. I've been shown this since I was in middle school, and it's cultivated and it's expanded into seeing more of what this fully means now as an adult, especially as I work with more people. So this part of you is before you, calling you forth. And a lot of times this higher self, thank you, at all times they're saying, this higher self stands before you, and it knows the best and fastest way to get you from where you're at into where you're destined to be. And where you're destined to be is ecstatic, amazing, fulfilling, and complete. I've heard people say, well, what if where I'm destined to be is not that good? No, that's your human mind playing the game. That's a human mind trying to keep you from what's next. That's your human mind trying to feed the doubt that has been taught to us by our history and by our collective. That part of you that's on the other side is not held back by fear. That part of you that's on the other side is not held back by pain. That other side of you has already found all the solutions and the best ways to get you to your ultimate self and your ultimate reality. So when they said higher self, is for you to know that we have to step into a place mentally, consciously, and in a heart space in which we are willing, right? We are willing, ready, and available to be guided from that higher place, that higher perspective that is already us, that has shifted, that has arrived, and knows the best way for you to meet yourself. Meet yourself. And that's also important because you're moving a lot of energy in my spine. When I feel energy move like that in my spine, is that they're helping us let go of our history and our past that has had us believing and moving a certain way, which does not support the availability, the totality, and the potentials that you can and are destined to be in. All right, so everybody, let's take in a deep breath. Yes, 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 yes. So as I'm saying all these things, I want to encourage you that there's so much of this that's guiding and supporting you. And then I'm going to move into the ascended lights. So another way that you're supported is through ascended lights. That is the word that they gave me. And the reason ascended lights, I've been using this for years, and the reason it's important is because we have different representations of what divine looks like as a master presence. So ascended lights can show up in many different ways, in many different forms. So when I say ascended lights, it's also opening up to just really being fed in a way that honors you, right? In a way that helps you be more receptive. And for those who are open to going a little further, you can open up and say ascended lights that represent love that can lead me into more ease. And another one is loved ones. Man, I love when I connect with people and I see loved ones show up. Because it's a reminder that one of the things I've been shown early on, and I like to tell people, remember, just because we leave our bodies, our soul's vision and purpose doesn't end there. One of all our soul's vision and mission and purpose is to help those we leave behind in this world. We're meant to continue to support them in their progress, but also support them in their healing. The healing that is being called forth from losing them. So one thing I want you to know and understand, that if you have a loved one who's crossed over, they're helping you through the pain. They're helping you through the sadness. They're leading you into feeling the peace and the comfort that their soul is resting in, that the soul is evolving in, is what they're audibly saying. And the more, and this is what's so beautiful, as much as they're serving you, you can serve them, their soul, because the more you take time to be willing to heal, to take time to let go, to take time to restore, thank you. The best time to allow yourself to feel the love that is them still, the best way to do that, right, and support their own journey and progress is just to understand that They love you and they have never been gone. And they're moving energy. My head's hurting. So it could just be because some of you might be listening on the webinar or on the live that have lost loved one, and you've struggled consciously and you've been crying, and it could just be different things that are showing up with that, and just know they're moving that. They're helping in the healing of that. And your loved ones are doing the same as well. And then lastly, soulmates. Soulmates. Who supports us? Soulmates. So one of the things that I want to just celebrate is that soulmates show up in many different ways. And I know it's hard to hear this. We have many soulmates. Soulmates can show up through the people that are family. Thank you. People who become our best friends, lovers, intimate relationships. Soulmates show up in many different ways. Thank you. They're saying that soulmates even show up as strangers who are meant to be part of our journey for seconds. And I know it seems silly, but how many times you might be inspired by watching somebody do something, or maybe you heard something and it really just woke something up. It inspired you to take action, or it inspired you to smile. Soulmates show up in many different ways and in many different timelines, right? Timelines and for time frames. So sometimes they show up for 5 minutes, sometimes they show up for a lifetime. Just know that that's also part of what is supporting you to step into, again, that you're loved, and it's supporting you to step more into who you came here to be. All right, so these are 5 steps I'm going to go through real quickly about how to further awaken divine magic. They're moving so much energy. How to awaken divine magic, but also how to help you step more into your communication and connection with your angels. And so one is to invite and ask empowering questions. We went over this a little bit, but sometimes we forget how important it is for us to invite. What does that look like? I invite Divine Source, God Creator, to step more into my life with grace and ease, for me to feel the ease. I invite guidance. I invite clarity. I invite love. I invite, thank you, healing. I invite myself to feel the peace. I invite. But also asking empowering questions when you invite. So for example, if you're trying to get guidance about something, it's about asking questions that will help you open up to the solutions consciously, right? Consciously and energetically. So an example of an empowering question, let's say you're working on moving forward with a certain intention or project, right? Let's say you're working on something like that. Take a deep breath and say, what will help me step into the completion of this with grace and ease? If you're asking for abundance for a project you want to do, or because you want to go somewhere, or because you want to buy something, take a deep breath and say, thank you. What would make me available with grace and ease to the resources that will allow this to enter my life now? Thank you. They're rewording it in my head. So I'm like, I'm trying to make sure I honor the way it's being expressed. Thank you. So again, with grace and ease, what would allow the resources for this to be purchased or step into that will allow the grace and ease of it? Thank you. They're changing it around. So let me just hold on one second. And the reason is, thank you. They're saying many different people will ask it in many different ways. So I'm just asking, thank you. Let me connect real quick and asking what's the best way that can honor us all who are trying to call in abundance. In what way can I most efficiently and productively step into the abundance that will allow me to do or experience this? That's an empowering question to open you up to the abundance, to the answer, to the guidance that will help you experience that which you are claiming when it's regarding finances and abundance. All right, take a deep breath to that. And for those that are single who are calling their loved ones, you're saying address the singles. So those of you that are calling forth your loved one, an empowering question is, who would I need to become with grace and ease that will allow me to step into the life of my divine mate with grace and ease today? And then from there, again, opening up, right? The second step, welcoming through intention. And that step, what it involves is you saying, I welcome now, right? I welcome now the guidance. I welcome now the ease. I welcome now my own receptivity to what is going to be given to me. I welcome through intention. And I know it seems simple, but a lot of times people don't take time to welcome through that intention. Intention is very powerful. Our intention and our focus is very powerful. And then the third step is become available. And I know it seems, that number 2 and 3 are the same, but it's very different. Become available. How does that look, or what does that look like? That means that you're going to be going throughout your day expecting your question to be answered. You're going to move through the day being available, receptive to being given the guidance. It goes back to that whole example they gave. Like when you know someone's coming to your house, what do? You prepare, right? You prepare for their arrival. The same thing is applicable to this. You celebrate and you become, again, available, right? Into that knowing that, yes, this answer will arrive just like the guest will be showing up at your door at the time you agreed. All right, and step 4, this is the one that we've been really cultivating with our divine magic, is to cultivate connection and receptivity and to fuel your light. It's so important for us to take time to do this because we get so caught up with things that are part of our routine and our day that we fail to understand that the more we cultivate our connection, the more we cultivate our own centeredness, the more we take time to be receptive, the easier the guidance, the magic, the miracles, the flow comes in. The easier the person comes in, the easier the opportunities come in, the easier the money comes in. And it's one of those things that it's very real and tangible. And the more you cultivate that connection and that receptivity, the more you will feel the knowing. It's not just a concept thing, but you will feel the knowing. And then lastly, it's honoring inspired action. This is one of those things that I myself sometimes don't always do my best. And I laugh at myself. And, people are like, well, Emily, it must be that because you always hear guidance, you must know exactly what to do at all times. Well, guess what? I've heard guidance and I've been very clear at times, said, I am not ready to do that right now. I will wait till later. And I've come to learn in my experiences that everything always comes around. Everything and every opportunity and person that was meant to be in your life, everything that was meant to be part of this beautiful experience comes around when you're ready. The challenge that can come up with that is that our human experience and our human minds may not always be as patient until it comes back around. So I want to encourage you just as much as I encourage myself to honor the inspired actions that come. Inspired action can come through a dream. Inspired actions can come through a random thought. It could be you're taking a shower, doing dishes, or cooking, or working on something. All of a sudden you get inspired to call somebody. You think of someone. Thank you. And they moved fear out for that. Sometimes we question too much. We go into the thought of things like, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, or maybe this is not exactly being offered by divine. Maybe this is something I can wait till later. Just move those things away, which ironically, I forgot that was here on the let go of the objection. So that's what they're talking about. Just move out of what the human mind likes to do, which is to doubt the divine guidance that's coming in that shows up as the inspired action. I am telling you, and I know many of you know this, when you honor inspired action is as if paths, doorways, oh my gosh, you're showing me a huge opening of a bridge shows up and you can just move forward and walk forward and run. Thank you. Run in the direction of those things that you've been ready for and what you're claiming. So again, inspired action literally jumps and it allows you to take leaps and bounds into possibilities that you would have never, ever, ever conceived. All right. Now, fueling your fire, activating your angelic blueprint. So here's a few things that I'm going to also include. We're almost going to get to our call. So please, guys, be patient. Don't go. I'm going to be taking calls here in a few minutes. Well, questions. Okay. Oh, here we go. So what are the things that you can do now to get yourself into this? So make the decision that you're ready and available. Go through the steps that I shared you. This is a live. For those of you that are on the webinar, you'll be getting a replay here later. Just know that in so many ways, you yourself have to see how you can commit to the steps I just talked about. They're easy, it's tangible, they're practical, they're things that can help you move forward. 2, this is so significant. I'm going to be doing a FaceTime live either later or tomorrow about the importance of morning and evening routines. I have them. I do my morning and evening routines and I share with you, it makes things so much easier. Time shows up, people show up, money shows up, things just become easier, clearer, and thank you. And it allows you to move forward faster. They're saying that very loudly. It helps you to move forward faster. real quick, and again, this will be another live that I'll do because it takes a lot to explain different options for morning routines, but I'll go real quick over mine. I wake up, I sit up, my feet are on the floor. As I sit on the side of my bed, I take 10 to 20 breaths, become very present. I set the intention of who I am wanting to be today. So I'm wanting to be a woman of love. I'm wanting to be a woman of confidence. I am wanting to be a woman of inspiration. And then I just pretty much go through those things, those intentions of who I want to be. I open up to inviting miracles. I open up to inviting opportunities. I open up to inviting the right people. I open up to those things that can come to me in my day. And then I also let go. I say I let go of any doubts and insecurities, anything that in any way will try to distract me. It's really fast. It takes like 5-10 minutes, not even that. But these are just the first things that I start with. And of course, I go and brush my teeth and all that fun stuff. And then I take time to begin the process again of taking deep breaths. I go through what I'm grateful for. I invite, once again, certain clarity that I need, that I feel consciously that I need to get to move forward to the next step, whether it's because I am needing to get answers into how to better support my business, how to better serve people, how to better connect to the right people that will help me move forward. I ask specific questions, and then I journal. I journal for 5-10 minutes. Everybody's going to be very different. And I write down everything and anything that comes up. It might be random and it may not make sense, and other things are just key. They're literally freaking golden nuggets that will get me into getting into the next phase of what I can be, become, and create. And then I have my evening routine, but again, we'll do this another time because it takes a lot longer. All right. And then create honoring triggers. I love my numbers. I love my feathers. I love my rainbows. I love the butterflies. I love birds. I have a lot of triggers that help me get to that higher state. So one of the things that I want you to do today is that you can go ahead and list what are some of the things that you yourself can identify as positive triggers that will help you elevate into the highest place that you're available to elevate into. So make a list today, 4 to 5 things. 4, breathe and stretch. I know that seems simple, but way too many people hold their breath and do not take enough breaths to help you be present to yourself and to what's trying to flow through you and as you. And stretch is actually something that's encouraged just to help move the body and help let go of like garbage, garbage that show up as doubts and insecurities and fears and things like that. And then connect to the physical support that will support you. So pretty much what that means is that you are going to be blessed with people that are going to help you. You're going to be blessed with people that are going to help you move forward and so on and so forth. Just let yourself to physically connect, be present, connect with people. Put yourself in environments and in circles that are going to feed your highest possibility, not those that are going to bring you down. You can find people through Meetup. You can find people through friends that can introduce you to other friends. You can find people through Facebook. There's a lot of ways that you can connect to more. And then lastly, let go. A lot of times we hold on to a lot of crap we don't need to be holding on to. The more we let go, the more we surrender, even your expectations that are not the best, the more we do that, the more we choose to surrender, the lighter you will become. Thank you. And they're showing me that idea of a balloon, right? Sometimes there's a lot of things we're holding on to that keeps us from floating up into a higher place, into a higher state, into really, thank you, an alignment that allows us to heal. So the more we let go, right, of those anchors and those things that are bringing us down, the more we rise, the more we elevate, the more we become in tune with higher possibilities that help us be free, that help us be peaceful, that help us be loving, that help us feel amazing and thriving. Thank you. Helps us to get into a place of thriving. They're audibly saying thriving mentally, emotionally, and physically. All right. And then here we go. The last thing is that who are you choosing to become? So quick exercise. We're not going to do it now. You can go back and review this exercise. So I've done this before when I've spoken to entrepreneurs. I've done this before when I've spoken in different masterminds for other speakers. I've done this through private events. This is a great exercise. Who are you choosing to cultivate? So this is something that you could do. And what you're going to do is that you're going to identify your highest potential mindset. What would you like your mindset to look like? Right? What thoughts are you wanting to have? What relationships? What's the ideal in your relationship? What is it that you're wanting to have in your relationships? You want relationships that are honoring. You want relationships that are loving and present. And whatever way you feel loved, identify those things in there as well. Actions. What actions would you be taking at your optimal place? Would you be hanging out with this person, or would you be going this place, or would you be choosing other people, other friendships, other connections, or more honoring environments that cultivate who you're ready to become? Physically, what would you be doing physically? What are some of the things that you would be acting upon? It could be that you go on walks every day. It could be that you decide to walk every day. It could be that you're just more intentional with your breath. And expectations, I love that one. Actually, we'll leave that one at the end. Let's go to the other ones. Emotional. How would you be feeling emotionally? Would you feel more excited, more, think you happier? Would you feel more focused, more, think you more willing to take action? They're audibly saying. Emotionally, how would you feel? Elevated, blissed out. I love saying blissed out. Where would you be emotionally? And then also spiritual consciousness or awareness. Where would you be? One of the things I have people write on there is that I would like to just be talking to my angels and my loved ones and towards God creator all the time. I want to have an open communication. I want to feel that peace that is from my soul. I want to be in tuned, right? And available and receptive. So that's the last one. And then expectations, let's go to that. What are the expectations you would have about yourself, about your business, about your work, about your physical, about your relationships, and about what's possible for you? And write those things down. I am sharing with you. I've shared this with so many people. It offers a lot of results, and miracles come when people actually take time to do this. So it's powerful. And then lastly, how can I support you? And I'm going to be taking calls next, so get ready. I do see people have already sent questions. So I am going to, there we go. I want you to go ahead before I share the last slide here. If you are joining live on Facebook, or if you are on the webinar, and I know there's a lot of people, so I'm going to try, especially in the webinar, I'm going to try my best to answer as many as I can. I want you to go ahead and start sharing your questions. You can put them on the chat, on the FaceTime Live if you're on FaceTime. And for those of you that are on the webinar, you can go ahead and type in your questions where it says Q&A. And let's see here, I have a chat, but we are not going to be doing full calls right now. So if you can go ahead and, let's see here, I accidentally hit something here. I want you to go ahead and chat, put them on the chat. So again, there's a Q&A on the bottom. Please go ahead and type in your questions. And if you're on the FaceTime Live, I will be answering questions. Okay, so the last thing is, how can I support you awaken? How can I support your arrival? There's many different things that I share, and here are some of my favorite ways. And I'm trying to close this here so that I can see it. Okay, so these are the ways that I can support you. Upcoming here soon is retreats. We have retreats that are coming up that I would love to invite you to join me in. There's many different things that we go deeper in, including connecting and talking to your angels, to your loved ones, to source, to divine, to the universe. We connect to a lot, like we go deep into that. We also work on healing, letting go anything and everything that is keeping you from connecting or moving forward. We also create a soul map. This is something new that I'm doing with the group retreats. And it's one of those things I've done it in the past with some other private retreats, but this is something I'm actually doing now with the groups. And we're going to tap you in. We're going to tap you into seeing your soul's vision, purpose, and goal. And when we do that, you are going to tap into seeing who you came here to become. And then we're going to create a map to get you to take action to get there. And it's priceless. And the reason it's priceless is because it's amazing what comes through and what happens from there. It's epic. Also, we have the workshops coming up, which is going to address many different things, including soulmates, how to talk to loved ones, how to heal, how to let go, how to elevate, how to really move forward with the spiritual business. So there's a lot of things we're talking in our workshop. There's also the life design, which I love to do. It's where I sit with someone and we literally connect to who you came here to be, and we create a whole map of how to move forward. We design the life you want in combination with who you came here to be. My coaching, I also do coaching, which is 2 months to 4 months. And it's where I meet with you every week, and we pretty much share a lot of guidance to help you shed, remove, and literally the best way I could explain is become a manifester, a miracle manifester that is confident, strong, and really tapped in, tapped on at all times. So the coaching is just, again, another thing that's priceless. Everything's priceless here. And then VIP days where I actually go to you and I spend time with you in your home and completely just reinvent you completely in a way that helps you design the life that you want in your home, in your routines, your patterns, everything. Again, all of these are very life transforming and priceless in so many ways. All right, so this is the last thing I'm going to share, and this is my book. There's some edits, which is going to have calendar and journal. For those of you who are interested in getting the book as well, you can go ahead and reach out to me through, you can call me. So those of you that have, you can text even the number and I'll go ahead and get back to you. You can call, you can email. Again, if you want to learn a little more of how I can best serve you and lead you into your next best, highest place. And this is, it's on all levels, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm here to be a guide, I'm here to be a support, and I'm here to be love in every way possible. All right, so let's go ahead and take some questions here. Ooh, we've got a lot. Okay. So thank you. Somebody shared they felt chills. Thank you so much. I have said and done the things you've shared. Thank you so much for sharing that. So I have somebody saying I can't hear anything. Is that just my phone? Oh, this is some technical stuff. Sorry about that. So here we have, somebody wants a job financial abundance affirmation. So let me just take a deep breath and I'll go ahead and share that with you. Thank you. I am willing, ready, and available to receive a large sum of financial blessings that would lead me into freedom to create what I came here to create. That is your affirmative statement, which is actually amazing. So anybody else who resonated with that, go ahead and write that down because that was epic. The vision that I was shown for that, and I'm not going to use name, but the vision I was shown for you is that I was actually shown you taking time to get centered, take a deep breath, and you're going to sit down, and I'm being shown you holding your hands and literally asking, inviting that through that affirmation, thank you, and visualizing yourself receiving. It's like you're being poured, thank you, you're being, that's the light's being poured in. So this is your visual exercise. Thank you. After that, you are going to journal. Thank you. They're saying that they're going to give you inspired action to take to make these things happen. Do not question, do not doubt, just journal. Do this exercise at least, and I know this seems like a long time, 5 to 10 days, and they're letting me know you will be given very clear action. Thank you. And by also doing that, there's someone they want you to meet. They're showing me it's a female that is gonna either co-create with you or that you're going to be able to collaborate, but apparently you guys are going to talk about some ideas on how to make things move faster, they're saying. So faster, it could be something you're already working on. Ooh, something you're already working on or something you are going to be inspired to start working on. They're moving a lot of energy. The biggest thing that I also want to encourage you to do is to let go of any fears that right now are keeping you from seeing what else is possible. I want you to go ahead and take time to write those fears down. And this is for several people on the call. I want you to write all those fears down. I want you to take a deep breath, and by each fear, you're going to rewrite a new affirmative statement that is going to not only feed your mind, it's also going to allow you to step into that power of intention, focus, and attention. All right. Thank you so much for your question. All right, here we go. I'm trying to determine if the relationship that I'm in is the ultimate one I'm supposed to be in. I'm also have decisions that is going to be made about my future and my career, and I'm curious how it will go. All right. So with you, I wish I could share another guidance, but they're showing me breaking away. So they're showing me breaking away. So either you've already started that process of breaking away, or that there is a part of you that already knows with certainty that this is something that needs to break away. Thank you. They're saying deliberate action is encouraged. What that means is that this certainty and clarity that you've stepped into already, it requires you to know and to explore that. Hold on. They're changing something. One second. Okay, thank you. So I know this is going to sound really weird because we're talking about you breaking away. So this is already happening. This is the momentum if something doesn't get done. They're saying change can be cultivated, but it requires deliberate action. So I apologize. The deliberate action is about this. So right now it's already breaking away. There's already part of you that has consciously or subconsciously stepped into like, I already know this is what must be done. The thing is that this person does love you. There's just a miscommunication that's happening that is not allowing you each to be receptive to what is being said or wanting to be said. So part of what they're showing me is that you're being asked to understand that it requires deliberate action, not just for you, for him as well, for things to move into a different place. They're saying it's available, but it's important and required to be understood that you both have to come together into that same intention, and that you guys are both going to commit to taking deliberate action, and you will see things work. So I want you to go ahead and explore that, and maybe on your own, write the things that you can cultivate, thank you, and commit to make this work, but also have time to sit with him and have him do the same, and then have him really go ahead and really go deep into what he wants from his life, and then you guys can come together and how to cultivate it. If this cannot be done, then the breakaway is what's going to occur. The breakaway is going to be unstoppable, and that's where you're going to end up eventually. So I wish I could say something different, but that's how they're addressing your question. All right, so the next question here, okay, reading screens. What is the next step to getting my business started? Let's see. Seem to continue getting in my way. So one of the audible things they said very clearly is confidence. They are saying you're needing to step into your confidence, and that what you have offers value. What you have offers value. They are letting me know that there's a part of you that even though you believe in what you have out there, there's a message that goes beyond what already has been said. Thank you. And part of it is that they're needing you to know that somehow you're being a contribution through your work. Thank you. I'm being shown light and energy being lifted with what you do. And it could just be stuff that people put in their homes. And I apologize, they're not showing me the full visual of it, but apparently it lightens up the home. It lightens up the room. Thank you. The space. So on some level, you also need to know that what you're offering is full of worth. And what you're offering is making a difference. There's a part of you that is not fully understanding or recognizing or fully being in a place in which you know how you're making a difference. The more you find purpose for that, the easier it's going to show up, and the easier it's going to align. They're saying to reach out. Thank you. They're showing me you have contacts and people that you can talk to or reach out and say, hey, I wanted to just share with you that this is something that I'm really stepping into more boldly. I'm putting it out there more. Do you or anybody you know, would they be interested in getting this or connecting to this? They're showing me very clearly that you know at least 10 people. Thank you. They're saying actually up to 10 to 20 people that would actually be very willing to either purchase or buy what it is you're trying to grow. And then you can use the money to reinvest into connecting to more people that will help be inspired and opened up to the blessing that is being shared with what you have. So thank you for asking. Great question. All right, my angels have been gently nudging me to get a new job, which I finally did last month. You see love coming into my life this year now that I have finally made a move in the right direction. First of all, they're showing me celebration and clapping. This is actually a great thing. Apparently you've been nudged to do that for a while, so I'm happy you took action. Thank you. And they're saying celebrate the growth that will happen and that will come from this. The love itself is going to come. I am being shown you're going to be meeting someone that's either connected through the job, but I feel like it's someone, the job, somebody knows somebody who is going to get you guys connected and you're going to be meeting. They are showing me a period of 2 to 3 months in which you're going to be in, they're showing me there's a man or gentleman or a guy who is going to invite you to go hang out or go out. It's a group thing. So it's not like a date or anything like that, but he's inviting you into a group thing and you're going to meet someone there. They're saying it happening sooner. So they're saying happening sooner. Apparently this can happen sooner. They're just wanting you to pay attention and be willing, ready, and available to say yes. Apparently some of these people have, maybe they've asked you in the past and you haven't gone. I don't know why they're saying that fully, but they're telling me, think you deliberately pay attention to either gatherings or events or things where people they're gathering. It's like, again, I'm being shown that either the group, maybe there's some people from work are going to get together and hang out, or that someone is inviting you to a group get together in which several people are going to hang out and apparently other people are going to show up. But I am being shown that person coming to you there and then. All right, so I have another one. How can I effectively and efficiently move forward with ease and grace on my flip project to crest high, best financial reward? Blah, blah. I have an address, so I don't want to read that. Just focus on my business. Okay, how can I place where I'm feeling stuck in my business? Oh, somebody, I love that all these are coming in, but I'm missing the, okay. Move forward with ease and grace with my flip project to, okay, if you, there, so I feel bad because they're not giving me something specific other than they're telling me it's happening. I am being shown the reward is on its way. Thank you. They're showing me that apparently there's a reward in the sum of money that it's on its way. I'm actually being shown 11, 15,000, and it doesn't mean that's the only thing you're going to receive, but they're showing me a chunk of that coming in. But I don't know if it's just in increments of that or that it's a chunk that's going to come in for that. But they're showing me there's chunks of money coming in that are an influx of money that's going to come from this. They're showing me the structure needs to be rearranged or better defined or given attention to for it to flow with more grace and ease, either I feel like next time or the next one coming up, because they're showing me if you fine tune some of the hiccups, they're showing me there were some delays or some mishaps with the structure. So the more you can give attention to that and rearrange that, the easier you're going to see those things falling into place. And thank you, allowing you to move into action and receive this chunk of money that's going to come from this. I hope that's making sense. They're also saying you need to take time to play and really cultivate yourself laughing, smiling, and really enjoying more. Like not just laugh, you're authentically feeling that, because they're showing me by being in that place and space, you're going to actually literally open up the floodgates a lot faster, and it's going to help this stuff move away from any doubts you're having or insecurities. Like, what if this doesn't happen? What if this doesn't happen? Oh my gosh, it's not moving fast enough. Whatever that comes up with that, move aside to that, because that's also creating with you. All right, I know I'm talking fast, but I want to take as many people as I can. And then we're going to go here into the FaceTime live. So the next one is, I am at a place where I'm feeling stuck in my business. Is there a direction I was supposed to go? I often feel like I'm doing all the things and not getting the results I envision because I'm spread too thin. I don't know where I should be focusing on. So I am being very loud. I'm audibly hearing very loudly, collaborate, and I'm being written the words collaborate. They are letting me know that you need to identify who you can collaborate with, who you can work with. Thank you. They are oh my gosh, can you say that word again? Say that word again. Substantial. It will offer substantial progress. Thank you. Substantial progress. Thank you. Organization will be key. Thank you. Thank you. Right now, the growth can't be met until the organization takes place. Thank you. They're showing me the abundance wants to come in, and they're showing me like a dam. Like the dam, you know how the dam holds the water from moving through? Right now, because there's a part of you that is not either structured or organized in a way that is required before that dam can open up for all of that to come through. So it's kind of like they're saying it's there, it's available, but the reason this can't come through is because the structure or the organization, thank you, is not set yet for it to come. So thank you. It's more of an avoidance for you to lose what's coming in. So thank you. And it's an avoidance that is actually helping you get organized and structured in a way that you can handle it so that it can actually flow with more grace and ease. Because part of your deeper intention, invitation, and alignment is that you're wanting more grace and ease in your life. And they're saying it's coming, it's being given to you, and they're trying to allow you to be in that place where you experience what represents that financial blessing. Thank you. But they're saying that the structure and the organization needs to be set for that to flow in now. So I would go ahead and take time to do that. They're saying collaborate. Collaborate is maybe there's other entrepreneurs that you can work with to make this happen, or that you need to hire help that will help you really step into that structure. They keep saying the word structure. Reinvent the structure in a way that feels more honoring, and you will see the money flow. They're saying that very, 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 very loudly. All right, so let's go ahead and jump here to the FaceTime here on Facebook. Let's see. Want to tell me? All right, so Colleen's asking any guidance. They are showing me a vision of you getting on the grass. They're showing me you needing to put your feet on the dirt and on the grass. And they're letting me know, take in very deep breaths and welcome the ease for all to flow. Welcome the ease for all to flow. I'm being shown that putting your feet on the dirt, I want to say grass, thank you, that's more accurate. And they're showing me you moving your feet through the grass. They're showing me getting you centered and focused is going to help you just feel more confident with where you need to go and what it is you need to do. One of the things they show me you wavering with your confidence about what's possible. And by doing this, it helps you step into a very direct space that will help you to feel the strength, the clarity to take action. And I know that seems very up there, but that's what they're saying is going to actually help you. Then they're saying make a list of 10 things a day 10 things a day that you will act on and fulfill and take care of so that you can meet your ultimate self and also the ultimate reality you want to make. Thank you. They're showing me that includes people that you're needing to call daily. At least call 2 people daily, sharing what it is you're doing, sharing it as what you're offering, and get the word and the message out so that you can either start working with people through clients or that they can lead you to the people that can help you lead yourself into a place of alignment. Thank you. So that you can experience growth, because they're showing me money. All right. And we're going to take 2 more. And thank you, Del Toro. Thank you. I appreciate you for your comment. Actually, I appreciate everybody's comment. Melissa, it's your birthday. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So it's your birthday. I wish I had music to play for us to do a little dance and a little jam. What can I focus on to make this year better and the best? Woo. You know what they're showing me? Success. They're literally showing me the word success. Focus your energy and your attention into creating, cultivating, and stepping fully into your success. Thank you. They're saying committing to the action, committing to the actions of the growth. You are being pulled in 2 different directions, and thank you. This must represent like a job, career, and then I'm being shown another opportunity here. You're being pulled both ways. So part of what I want to encourage you is that you are able, and this is what's so beautiful, you're able to have success in both directions. One represents more, thank you, what represents what's aligned with your heart, and the other one just represents what's aligned with your finances. I am being shown that you can explore being more into an independent, that could be independent contracting, or but they're showing me you can step ooh, fear with that. Sorry, Melissa. So that fear is keeping you from taking the action that they're saying that you could deliberately take, which will actually help you financially, so that you can actually cultivate these 2 paths. And I love it because they're showing me that the more you explore being more independent and putting yourself more out there with your work, it's going to give you the financial freedom that is going to support fueling this, which will allow you to step into continual opportunities that are going to help you move forward into success, financial, emotionally, relationship-wise, physically. You just feel more in passion, you feel more alive, you feel more excited. And they're showing me the beautiful things that you can use those 2 things, keep walking that way, or you can bring them together by going into contract work with what's on the left. So left is more the left brain, the right represents more of your passion, the creative side. So whatever it is you do for work on the left, they're asking to thank you. They're showing me you can use that and turn into contract work, which will bring you abundance and success, which will help nurture what you're doing on the right side, which represents your passion, your light, and your love. So girl, explore how to be your own owner of this work that you do, because they're showing me you will have success. Like, it's not a maybe. I'm being shown very clearly you already have clients and people lined up that you can call and connect to who are ready and willing to give you the money, which is awesome. A lot of people, that's what they're wanting. So that's awesome. All right, here we go. So we'll take, again, 2 more. Let me go. Thank you guys for the beautiful comments. All right, Jill, what's one thing I can do to open the dam and call in more lightness, abundance, and ease? All right, thank you. So one of the audible things you're saying is I'm being shown a huge master step in front of me. And the master is also showing me aspects and energy of Archangel Michael as well. And they're very loudly, not a little bit, loudly saying you are here to more deliberately create. There is a part of you that is, and I thank you, and what I'm audibly hearing, that you perceive that you don't know exactly what to do, but there's a part of you that you just don't know where to go, or you haven't defined exactly where you want to go. And Danielle, I see you have the same question. So I want you to just, thank you, begin by saying, what brings me happiness? What brings me joy? What brings me freedom? What gets me excited, right? Like me sharing like this amps me up. I love doing this. It gets me excited. So make a list of at least 10, 15 people, or thank you, 10, 15 things that you love, that get you excited. Thank you. The reason I said people, because then they want to identify maybe 3 to 4 people that you look up to, people that you're like, oh, wow, you just resonate with them, right? You feel good when you're around them. You feel inspired when you're around them. There's things that you just love about them. You're going to write their names. Thank you. Then you're going to list the things that you like and admire about them. And I know this seems like a lot of work, but I'm telling you, it's going to help. Thank you. So they're saying do it. So you're going to go ahead and list the person, the things that you like, and what they offer. What do they put out to the world? What do they offer? What do they contribute? You're going to write that down, and then you're going to circle the things that you want to offer more of, things that you want to contribute. Circle those things. So when you do that, it's going to help your energy, your attention, your focus be a little bit more deliberate into where your next is. So what they're saying is that as you, because there's a part of you, conscious or subconsciously, saying, I don't know what else is for me. I don't know what to do next. I don't know what's the next step. I don't know what's available. Because that's being said out loud or set up here, it's not allowing the clarity to flow in. So changing your question, changing your words to, I already know what I'm here to do. I am just consciously remembering. I already know who I am here to be. I am just consciously remember. That knowing is already here for both of you, Danielle and Jill. That answer, and anybody else this resonates with, your answer is already here, waiting for your conscious mind to arrive to its truth and its place of knowing. So by making this list, by letting yourself identify that, thank you, that these are the people you admire, right? These are things you're putting out there that you really just resonate with. And then on the side of that, this is going to be a little spreadsheet here. Then to the right of that, you're going to say, how am I ready and willing to put something like this out there? Okay, how am I ready and willing to put something like this out there? So once you identify the things that they're doing that you resonate with, you're going to go ahead and put specifically to you where you are ready and willing. And it could be that maybe you are ready and willing by sitting down with someone and having that one-on-one, like Jill, this is for you, that one-on-one attention, that you're being very present to them, that you're authentically listening to them, you're being connected with them, you're feeling what they're feeling, and you're able to help them heal. You're able to help them feel. You're able to lead them into a space of here. You're a lot more powerful than you realize, and I want to just encourage you to know that you are able to lead people back into their center and into their heart. And for you, when you identify those people and things you admire, this is where you can begin. You can be willing, ready, and available to do that. And then from there, again, intertwining the things that light you up, the things that you know you can share and contribute, and the things you admire about this person, and how you can make this into this beautiful spectrum and put out there. And this is more, I know it's for Jill regarding, they're saying business, like you putting more of yourself and your business out there. Danielle, I am being shown you have a very creative mind, and your mind is constantly picking up stuff, and they're showing me structuring and putting things together. Thank you. You're really good at being able to structure other people's stuff and things like that. So I would go ahead. You're also very intuitive and very connected. So they're encouraging you to take time to give yourself an avatar name. So for example, Danielle, you could say, I am Gigi. I'm going to go ahead and help Gigi move forward in her life. So if you were designing Gigi's life, again, this is just a fictional character. If you were designing Gigi's life, how would you design Gigi's life? What would she be doing? What would she be sharing? How would she be helping? And you're going to write those things down for Gigi, okay? Which is another avatar for you, another side of you. And you're going to go ahead and create, and this is applicable, Jill, you could do this as well. You're going to go, and anybody else who this resonates, you're going to go ahead and do those things that will help Gigi feel yummy and awesome and delicious and enjoying her life and her journey. And when you do that, then you're going to say, okay, how can I help Gigi organize her steps? How can I help Gigi put herself out there? How can I help Gigi, right, step into cultivating more of herself and things like that? So if you can do that, they're showing me very clearly you're going to get answers. They're showing me you getting excited like a little girl. This is just going to be beneficial on many and multiple levels. Again, anybody else who resonates with this, you can do this as well. And then Jill, you could also give that a try. I'm being shown that this will help support certain things moving forward. How can I trust? I'm going to do one more and then we're done because I have so many questions coming in. So we'll do this again. Lisa, or Liza. So I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Forgive me. How can I trust or believe I can achieve results in health and wealth? They're showing me they're trying to restructure your expectations about what is possible, which I know sounds silly because that's exactly what you're asking. But they're saying restructuring. I am being shown very clearly it's funny because they're saying the only holdback with the wealth and the financial, which I know can be different, people may perceive it very differently. Moving energy. They're moving energy. Thank you. Moving away from that idea that you're stuck. Moving into a place and into a space in which you know that is possible. How do you do that? How do you welcome that? How do you become that? And this is for several people. It's about you beginning to ultimately create a routine or put yourself in a routine that is going to, and this is more of a practical thing you could do, that is going to help you recreate your mindset and your expectations. And this is something that you can connect with someone who could be your buddy to support you through this. And this exercise that I shared, and they're talking very gentle. They're saying and they're showing me there's a part of you that is very gentle and very, thank you. And it might be that there's parts of you that have felt wounded, and we all have. So don't worry. This is, we have felt wounded in our own way. But they're showing me is that they're nurturing you. They're comforting you. They're helping you to know that you're held in love. And with that, they're showing me is moving into a place in which you're going to cultivate your beautiful mind, your powerful mind, your loving mind. And you could do that through, thank you. They're showing me a partner. So maybe finding a friend that could be this support for you, that you could just talk about fun stuff and joyful stuff and move into possibilities in your conversations. And then another thing, I am being shown they're gently moving and touching your body. So if you can connect to an energy healer, that would be very helpful for you. I am being shown there's nodules that I'm feeling in the body. So I don't know if you're physically having nodules or knots in your body. And that could be some of the stuff that's coming up. Or it's energetic, but I am being shown an energy healer can move it, and I got a little nauseous, it can move it. So that can cause like an actual physical release, which you might get sick, and if I sick from it, it's actually going to be helpful. But they are showing me physically it's going to help move things out. Like I'm actually feeling, and actually if you want to email me privately, because they're showing me a few more things that I don't feel comfortable sharing live, that can help you. So Liza, you can go ahead and email PM me later. I do have several coaching calls, so I won't be able to answer right away, but please do. And then again, for anybody who is in the call who I'm not getting to or would like to connect to more support, just a reminder that you can go ahead and email me, or even, oh my gosh, you're moving so much, girl. You can call me or email me, or again, and text me there, and we'll connect. That being said, I want to just encourage you and anybody else this is resonating with, Liza. Energy work is going to be very beneficial for you. Again, the mindset is huge. So connect with authors. Audio is the way for you right now. And I know that when they're restructuring people's mindset, they're moving so much. When they're restructuring people's mindset, the best way that you can do that is through audios, because what's happening is that you're going to listen to it from another voice, and it's going to be a voice that is not yours, right? We have a lot of things that we say to ourselves from our own voice, and it allows us to receive it from somebody else so that we can start retraining on how we talk and we communicate and we share things with ourselves, how we speak to who we are, how we speak to ourselves. So an audiobook that will help empower you and lift you up into your finances and your well-being. I am being shown Northrop, I forgot her first name. They're showing me her face clearly. Northrop, an audio with that. It's funny because they've recommended this book to somebody I coach, and I know that helped them a lot, but apparently they're telling me it's going to help you. Also, doodle and draw and journal. Apparently that's going to help you tremendously, a lot more than I can consciously fully give you guidance to that, but it's going to be powerful. But do write me privately. So thank you everybody who joined me. I am beyond grateful for your presence, your participation, and your attention. I am going to I'll try my best to respond to some of these questions because there's so many. I know I'm not going to get to everybody. Thank you, Jill. Christine Northrop. Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the name. They very clearly, Liza or Lisa, sorry again if I'm saying the name. They are very clearly showing me her face, and they're showing me that that audio is going to help you a lot. Thank you, Darren, and thank you everybody who's joined me. Thank you for those who are on the platform webinar and those that are over here. If there's any other way that I can support you, please feel free to reach out. I am inviting, just get on a call with me. There's a lot of things that I offer, and I can chat, see how I can support you, and even just offer you little insights on how to make your progress forward and your movement forward more graceful and more alive. They're saying the word alive, where you feel more alive. So just get on a call with me and we'll have a wonderful conversation. Much love to you. Have an amazing, epic day. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Bye.